Hello and welcome everyone to another Starcraft 2 England stream. And boy have I got some good news for you. Yes, LiquidSheth has had his replay pack released on TeamLiquid Pro. It was literally released today. And for those of you who don't know, today is the 23rd of February at the time of recording this. And as always, TeamLiquid have been awesome and released a replay pack of one of their players. They do it week in, week out. And they have some amazing replays, and seriously check it out. They're fantastic, always without fail. So we've actually got LiquidSheth here, and it's his games. So this is the first one I'm going to watch, and he's playing against Complexity Gaming's Drewbie. So this is going to be a damn good game. I haven't watched it yet. I will confess it could be awful, but I doubt it. I think it'll be brilliant. Both are really, really top quality players. Both apparently happy. I mean, well, they're talking a lot, so who knows? It looks like one of them's getting married or something. Don't quite know what all that's on about. They just love each other, but hooray. Anyway, so we've got LiquidSheth as the red Zerg player down in the bottom left position, and in the top left position we have Complexity's Drewbie as the blue Terran. Now, this is Antigua Shipyard. I had a mind freak there. And Antigua Shipyard is a great map. It's very, very good for Zerg players. Well, actually, no. It's an interesting one. I mean, the third base of Antigua Shipyard is very, very easy to defend, purely because it's not much harder to defend than the natural, just because of this nice little choke here. You can defend the natural and your third base pretty effectively. The only difficulty coming with these rocks, but pretty easy to scout. Now, I mean, very, very standard opening from Drewbie here, getting the extractor. Pull first for Sheth. Sorry, the only reason I didn't comment on those was because they were pretty much standard builds. Obviously, one thing I will be looking out for this game is Drewbie doing drop play. Obviously, because he's in the north position here and Sheth is in the left-south, drop play can be very effective because you can drop into the main, all very, very simple things. The pool is now on its way for Sheth along with the extractor. So I believe it was actually an extractor before pool. Well, it was one or the other, but basically, it was almost certainly extractor first. So basically that extractor's down. A Reaper actually coming out now for Drewbie. Now, actually a bit unusual. Most Terrans favour a Hellion opening, Reactor Hellion. Now, Reactor Hellion, obviously very, very good, but so are Reapers, especially in this position, because on Antigua Shipyard, the Hellion can literally bounce up and down this wall here, even onto this little platform here. And that basically gives him a lot of free reign. He knows the pool's not out yet, so he should be able to actually do a lot of damage. And actually going for a command center, so straight away, Complexity's Drewbie going for a very, very economical build. Just going to go and harass a little bit with the Reaper. Now, what we can possibly see happening at some point is a bunker going down, because obviously bunkers, although I don't think so, the Reaper is already out and the SCV isn't trying to do anything. The Reaper will now just hop around a little bit. I mean, the Zerglings are already out, and all while they're on creep, they'll be able to deal with this easily. Combat Shield is about a quarter of the way done for Drewbie, so I'd imagine we're going to see a early Marine push, just because he's getting that out so early. And, I mean, Combat Shield's a great upgrade, especially before Banelings are out. It's very, very strong. And this Reaper is going to be forced back by the Zerglings, and I mean, this is great micro by Drewbie. Just going to be able to quickly pick off those Zerglings, but will be forced back with the Reaper as it's only got 10 HP left. And if we take a look here, actually switching now into Reactor Hellions, and that's perfectly fine. It's, again, Hellions are good always. Sheth might not actually be expecting the Hellions, and we'll be able to force back the Zergling, so the Zergling will have no idea either. Now, obviously, Hellions, great, because without any spine crawlers down, without a lot of queens or any SimCity, those drones could get toasted. And nobody likes toasted drones other than Terran players. And frankly, it's a bit weird. Toasted drones, don't think they taste nice. They're kind of weird, lizardy things. So we've got these two barracks finishing up now. No more gas actually on the way for Drewbie, so he's getting blue flame. Now, this could be seriously effective. It is could be, I don't know. I'm really not sure what's going to be going on. Ah, here we go. This tech lab is a big tell. We could be seeing actually a marine helium push. And we've got awful lot of Zerglings coming out. And this is look like it's going to go and put on some pressure. But I'm focusing on the wrong thing here completely. Yeah, these Zerglings are going to run in. I don't think they'll be able to get into the main base. But actually the wall off isn't complete yet, so this is great timing. We'll be able to get straight in, and that bunker will do nothing. Obviously there is some Hellions out now, but full scouting will be gathered. These Zerglings could do some damage to the mineral line. 1 SCV down, 2 SCVs down. Pulling those mules away, which really is beneficial. Getting the scouts off, I mean, they are going to get cleaned up. Won't be able to get any more SCVs, unfortunately, for Sheth. But, I mean, it has given him full scouting information. Third base, meanwhile, has been going down. Stim on the way, as well as the Blue Flame is pretty much complete. So, I mean, we're getting just a smallish trickle of Hellions out. And actually, surprisingly, there is no more... he's not actually using this tech lab for anything other than upgrades. So, maybe we won't get that Marine Marauder push. The Marauder Hellion push I thought was going to come out. So, we've got the Rotron and Evolution Chamber coming down. Now, again, very standard timing. Getting both the Evolution Chamber and Rotron together basically means that if for some reason there is a Cloak Banshee play coming in, you're prepared for that with Spore Crawlers. And if there's a lot of Ground Army or Hellions in this case coming in, then obviously you've got the units you need to deal with that. Now, the Queen is moving down. There's a lot of Speedlings down there, but obviously that's Blue Flame Hellions. They will completely destroy the Zerglings, and, I mean, unfortunately no splash down there for Drewbie, but I mean they're lining up, and oh, that was very nearly a very bad day for a lot of Zerglings. A couple more getting just toasted there. Again, the Queen will be able to just force them away, and obviously Roaches are out now, so the Roaches will stop anything more coming down from this push. Stim finishing up now, and +1 weapons on the way for Drewbie, as well as +1 armour for LiquidSheth. Getting another command centre now down for Drewbie. Now Drewbie, this is great play. The macro hatch is on its way down for Sheth. Obviously his third base is up. It's going to be pretty much saturated very shortly. And unless some pressure's put on, which it doesn't look like it's going to be, I mean, Drewbie is going to just allow Sheth to get his drones up. And you never want to leave a Zerg player to drone, because then they build stuff and come and kill you. So we'll be interested to see what Drewbie does, and he's loading it up. So basically going to just drop into the main, just as I thought would happen. Drops are, as I said at the start, very good on this map, purely because it's quite a long run distance from defending down here to up here. So you may be able to get some snipes off on a couple of the drones. Depends what he really decides to focus. Looks like he is just going to go straight for the drones, and I mean, he's got a lot of Zerglings coming back, and this is actually a good kind of attention grabber. He's getting his Sheth's main army back while rolling with these tanks. Siege mode is done, so obviously those tanks sieged up now, doing massive damage to the Zerglings, because +1 hasn't yet finished for their armour, which means the tanks do one-shot Zerglings. Obviously, this has just allowed Drewbie to get into a great position. The Queens are doing a lot of damage, trying to focus down the Hellions, but they're just melting, and now this entire mineral line could die exceptionally quickly. A lot of Zerglings are trying to go in, are managing to sneak around. The +1 armour is now down, obviously, which means that they will take some damage, and the tanks are going to go down. The Marines are cleaned up in the main base. Those tanks will go down. The Baneling's being wasted somewhat on the tanks, but doesn't really matter. He's managed to hold it off. And if we go to the units killed, 20 drones have lost their lives in this epic fight between Drewbie and Sheth. But, I mean, obviously it was good defense by Sheth, but Drewbie did a lot of economical damage there. Just to the point that I was saying you don't want to let a Zerg player drone up. Has converted his third base into an orbital command. 2 more barracks with a reactor on the way now. Reactors on the remaining 2 barracks in his main base. So he is very quickly going out. And he's getting combat shield again now. So he must have cancelled that combat shield at the start. I don't think I was hallucinating when I thought I saw the combat shield go down on the start, so clearly it was cancelled. He is going for an armory now, so +1 vehicle attack will be coming down very soon, but +2 ground carapace for Sheth is on its way, which basically means that the tanks have got a long way to go if they want to start one-shotting Banelings and Zerglings again. So if we just have a look down here, that damage to the mineral line is showing. If we go to units, it's 59 drones to 63 SCVs. Now, if there's one place you don't want to be as a Zerg player, that's behind in drones to SCVs, especially when you factor mules into it. Now, obviously, this is pre-patch, I think. So this gold base will still have the advantage of mules mining faster off of it. Great tank positioning here, all very spread out. A tank on the high ground, no tank on this high ground though, which could be effective. But basically means that tank will be able to defend those rocks. I mean, Drewbie is in an incredibly defensive position. Centrifugal hooks, centrifugal hooks rather, are on their way for Sheth, so those baneling speed is on its way. He's also getting drop tech up here, ventricle sacks. That could be very, very strong because obviously he's sieged up in a very good position here. But maybe Sheth will play Drewbie at his own game and get some drops going on, which is always exciting to see. I mean, there's a lot of overlords gearing up here. I believe speed is done, yeah, so overlord speed's also finished. So we will either see a Ling drop or we could see Bane Rain. And Bane Rain, we've actually got something going on here. There's a quick little movement out, sieging up just a little bit closer, trying to draw out a couple of these Zerglings. Just picking off the odd little thing. The medevacs are there to heal up the Marines, but this is a big army now by Sheth. He's morphing in a lot of Banelings, 11 Banelings on the way, so those Marines are going to die a horrible acidic green goo death, which is not a nice death, I would imagine. But still a lot of 21 now. 21 more Banelings on the way. So Sheth is really preparing for this attack, but it looks like Drewbie actually isn't going to go. And he is getting a scan off, can't actually see, just making sure there's no Barrow Banelings. And I mean, after Day 9's Fun Day Monday, I can't blame him. No one wants to get killed by Barrow Banelings. It's not a fun experience to have. But here we go, it looks like everyone's gearing up for an engagement, a drop going down in the main, and that could be very effective. For some reason, well, quite rightly, Sheth just going to clear this out, and wow, this is absolutely great control there. I mean, Banelings are loaded up in the Overlord, so Baneling drops are on their way down, which basically just keeps them safe from the tank fire. But if we come into the main base here, there is a drop of Marines, is going to snipe down the spawning pool, and it's all about whether Drewbie can defend this, and I frankly don't think he can. He doesn't seem to have anything pretty much. And there's just so many roaches. Still a lot of Banelings over in the Overlords, and those Marines are trickling out, but just waves and waves of Lings reinforcing for Sheth's army. And I really think this is going to be a good game any second. I'm surprised he's not doing some Bane Rain on the mineral line. I'm sure we'll see that in a minute. Or maybe we'll just drop the Banelings straight in there. Although, nope, here we go. The Banelings are just still moving up. And there we go, some Bane Rain going down there, and absolutely huge damage. The mineral line has been completely destroyed in the main base. So many SCVs killed in the natural, only mining from the third base, and I really don't see how Drewbie can get back from this. There's just too many units in his base. While he does still have that third base up, I mean, no, there we go. Holy shit, Drewbie really does say it how it is. That was amazing, amazing play by Sheth. He just walked in. Sheth's even feeling a little bit guilty about it, and I can't blame him. He completely rolled that army down in this position. So there we go, Drewbie left, and well, it was a really good game. Sheth played amazingly. So did Drewbie though, to be fair. Drewbie played pretty well. I think he tried to push out a bit preemptively. Didn't put enough pressure on really early game. I say that, but he killed 20 workers down at the third base for Sheth. So again, it was a pretty close game, and I hope you enjoyed. As always, click subscribe if you enjoyed. Any comments, always welcome them. If you've got any games you'd like me to cast or ideas for videos, sc2casts@hotmail.co.uk, and tune in for any other games I'm going to post up. I'm going to try and get some more casted. So, speak to you soon.